going on, everybody? It's Aurora coming at you with a brand new video, and yet another night in a row of new support or new cards in general from Phantom Nightmare. Really cool. Again, I always love when Konami throws me free content. Keep doing it. Last night we covered the new white Aura support, and now tonight it looks like we're finally getting some more Horus support, and I say finally, because this isn't just regular Horus, the archetype that we've known to like start dominating the OCG. They're actually bringing back Horus the Black Flame Dragon, which I was like, oh no, technically they're different archetypes, you know, the Horus the Black Flame Dragon, that was a different series of card that happens to have Horus. Well, no, now they're actually directly supporting Horus. And I think this can end up being kind of scary. I mean, like, Horus in general is kind of a scary card. It's just a walking Imperial Order. Combine that with the fact that Horus as an archetype is currently dominating the OCG, which I know I am the poster child for saying do not compare the OCG and the TCG. They're very different formats, and that is still true, but Horus as an archetype is still incredibly strong, and we'll definitely be seeing a lot of play over here, at least in my opinion. And so if they can find a way to, like, consistently pump out Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 8, or whatever the one is that is literally a walking Imperial Order, I think that can end up being pretty scary. I mean, like, we've all seen Imperial Order is banned. Everyone wants anti-spell banned. Like, yeah, technically this Horus, it's a mandatory, like a Rise Heart, so you can use triple T and stuff. But the thing is, it negates the triple T. I don't know, I'm a bit nervous to see what they could have cooked up that could potentially make, like, Horus the Black Flame Dragon viable, but I know a lot of people are really excited for something like that, so let's go ahead and dive right in. It's just 2 cards, by the way, this time, not 4 cards or a whole archetype. It says, Horus descends in Phantom Nightmare, the man himself returns. And it's, of course, Horus the Black Flame Deity. It's a fire dragon level 8 with 3000 attack and 1800 defense, and you can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. If you control a Horus monster and King Sarcophagus, you can reveal this card in your hand and send 1 card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and send 1 card from the field to the graveyard. If a face-up King Sarcophagus and or Horus monster other than Horus the Black Flame Deity you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, then you can send all other monsters on the field to the graveyard. Okay, so honestly, it's not as crazy as I expected. I thought it would actually have something to do with, like, directly supporting the old Horus Black Flame Dragon, but this seems fine overall. This is kind of just a bit of a more difficult to bring out version of the other Horus monsters, while at the same time being kind of like Eldritch, just non-targeting. Definitely works really well with the Dia Bellstar stuff though, because it does send from your hand or field to the graveyard like the other Horus stuff does. The second effect is pretty interesting though, because Ghost Ogre I think is going to see a lot of play once Horus comes out over here. And so if they ogre you and you're going second, you're playing Horus, you can literally just use this after your King Sarcophagus dies, especially from your hand, get a free 3k body, and then send all other monsters. So that can potentially be pretty cracked, but I honestly don't really see this guy as more of like a one-of. And the other new card is Stone Wall of the Imperial Tombs. It is a field spell that says you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Its name becomes King Sarcophagus while in the field zone. During your main phase, you can add 1 Horus monster from your deck to your hand, then place 1 card from your hand on the bottom of the deck, and if you activate the effect of Horus the Black Flame Deity, you can draw 1 card. This seems like a perfectly fine card overall for the archetype. I mean, its name becomes King Sarcophagus, so you have an additional way to get your bodies on board without having to hard rely on having that continuous spell. The second effect is actually really nice as well. It gives you more consistency, and if you do want to go for the jank Horus the Black Flame Dragon stuff, you still can because it searches for any Horus monster. And then the third effect definitely doesn't seem like it's going to be coming up too often, especially if this guy really is a one-of, like I honestly think it should be. But getting an extra draw here and there shouldn't be too bad, though I think Prosperity is already going to be seeing a lot of play in this archetype, so I'm not sure. But alrighty, it looks like that's it really for this new Horus support. Not as scary as I thought it was going to be, honestly. Like, I saw this, and I was like, oh dear god, please don't let it, like, summon a Horus the Black Flame Dragon level 6 or something from your deck or whatever. That'd just be so annoying. But these seem like perfectly fine and balanced cards to boost the Horus strategy without making it, like, super overly oppressive. You have this guy, which is, technically, he could be better. Like, if this second effect said, like, graveyard or something, and the first effect said hand, I mean, it might make it a little bit better so it's not 2 different hand summoning conditions. But it's still pretty nice because it's basically, like I said, it's like Eldritch, a little bit harder to get out, but it is basically Eldritch. And then you have the second effect that sort of like acts as a Zeus almost. If your stuff gets hit by things like Ghost Ogre or something like that, I think that's pretty cool. And then the field spell, again, extra copies of the King Sarcophagus, which is really nice, so that you can actually summon your Horus monsters from the graveyard. The second effect adds a lot more consistency to an archetype that might end up having a lot of bricks, because not only are you adding a Horus from your deck to your hand, you're placing one that you'd probably rather send from your deck off the Sarcophagus esophagus back onto the bottom of your deck. Really good in case you draw one of like a quote-unquote garnet ones. And then the third effect, like I said, I think Prosperity is going to make this kind of like irrelevant, and also I don't think this card's going to be like hitting the field all the time, but when it does, getting a little bit of extra draw power there, it shouldn't hurt at all. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, because that's going to do it for the video. If you liked it, please sure to leave a like, as always put this video and the channel into your recommended. And if you like this content and you want to see more like it, like the rest of my review series, then perhaps consider subscribing, because we need 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2023. Not to mention, supports the channel more than anything else, and it's absolutely free. Also, you want to support me directly while getting some awesome TCG merchandise in the process, check out Tapio cards in the link down below, use code Aurora5 for 5% off your purchase at checkout, and to support me financially. But once again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. This is Aurora, signing off.